You know what, guys? I really feel for Itadori this week. I wish I could fire off a Kamehameha too. But anyway, hello everybody. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another one of our weekly Jujutsu Kaisen discussion videos. Today we're going to be talking all about episode 6, After the Rain. But before we do that, quick reminder if you haven't done so yet, to hit that subscribe button, ring that bell, set notifications to all, let all of AnyTube know that you're here. Also, if you didn't know, we are currently running a giveaway for a $100 gift card to use over on Right Stuff Anime. If you want to know more about that, go ahead and check out the link in the pinned comment down below. It'll take you over to our Twitter. It gives you like a rundown of what the giveaway is for. Yeah, basically, if you're not subbed, hit the sub. It's part of the giveaway. But yeah, check out the link in the pinned comment for more info on that. And thanks again to Right Stuff. However, now is the time that we have to dig into episode 6 of Jujutsu Kaisen, After Rain. And, okay, I was going to start by talking about Itadori and Sukuna. They are how this episode opens up. I could talk about Gojo, who is amazing, and I love him. But instead, I'm going to open by talking about the cafe scene. Oh my gosh. Now listen, like, I knew what I was getting into with this show, right? Like, I knew this. It's a show about curses, so people were probably going to die in some brutal ways. You know, I knew this. I knew this going in. But man, that scene, I don't even know what I can show, like, from the scene. I don't even know if I can show a screenshot. If I can find a screenshot that's not too bad, that YouTube won't ding me for, because your boy gotta stay monetizable. But if I can find a screenshot, I'll throw it up here. But man, this scene is unlike anything we've really encountered, and I don't mean in terms of like brutality, because we've seen some pretty brutal stuff. Don't forget, we saw like prisoners get their insides on the outside, but we saw like the aftermath of that. We didn't see like the immediate chaos, you know? We've seen some gnarly stuff, is what I'm trying to say, but this was cruel. I was gonna say cold, but it didn't feel appropriate. This was cruelty. You know what I mean? Like, this was as cruel as it gets, and I think it's meant to show you just how vicious the curses can be. I believe it was Sloan that I saw on Twitter point out that the cafe scene in the manga was actually less intense. Like, it was 3 panels, and it happened very quickly. Whereas here, like, you get, like, a whole-ass scene of, like, the manager just, like, is there anything you would like to eat from the menu? Explodes into flames. He's lit a flame. And then, one by one, boom, he's aflame. He's on fire. Boom, he's aflame. Boom, fire, fire. Spitting hot fire everywhere. Because of the dude with the volcano head. Man, that guy's creepy. And that poor waitress, that, again, it felt mean. But it's supposed to feel mean, you know? Like, you're supposed to get, like, these curses are negative energy incarnate, so that why wouldn't they be cruel? Why wouldn't they almost enjoy it? You know, like, the volcano dude was clearly having some fun, and like the way she tries to crawl out, you know, like trying to crawl away, and then just as she makes it to the door, she goes like, help, and then before she can say help me, boom, fire, and like instantly dead, and just her arm falls to the ground aflame. And like, what's crazy to me is that Takahiro Sakurai's character, like the monk dude, he seemed like pretty unfazed by all that. Like, he's like, well, I'm glad we chose a not too popular restaurant. Has this happened before? like that had me like, bruh. And to me, it's like, what? I guess like you can set the restaurant on fire after you leave, like to cover your tracks, but like. There has to be cameras. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there has to be cameras. Again, unless they set the whole building on fire and then, like, get rid of the evidence. But, like, yeah, that was crazy to me. I mean, like, I guess, like, what evidence would there be? I mean, like, I guess the police would question, like, how come you didn't get set on fire, but everybody else did? You know what I mean? I don't know. Like, would they even question? I don't know. I don't know. This scene was messed up and dark is what I'm trying to say. And the big point of it was that volcano dude, the guy with the volcano head, who I will be dubbing Volcano Dude because y'all know that we like nicknames around these parts. Volcano Dude has the power of about 8 or 9 Sukuna fingers, which is like really scary when you think about it. So 8 or 9 Sukuna fingers. And he says, if I have that much strength, then give me this thing called the prison realm, and I'll seal away Gojo. Because they realize they can't kill Gojo, because, like, that's not going to happen. He'll either run away, or he'll exorcise all of them. So they're like, give me the prison realm, I'll seal him away. And that's how we end the episode, is with, like, Volcano Dude surprising Gojo. It's a hell of a scene. It's a hell of a, like, god, damn. Speaking of Gojo, we gotta talk about this. I love this character. Like, I adore Gojo, and I feel like a lot of other people do. I'm kind of surprised that people don't be thirsting over Gojo the way that they thirst over Hawks. Like, and by the way, that's not a knock against Hawks. I thirst over Hawks, but I'm kind of surprised because, like, Gojo be giving me, like, similar Hawks-ish vibes, but, like, more, I mean, like, obviously the immediate comparison is Kakashi, and I get that too. I also thirst for Kakashi. But, like, I'm just saying, like, I was like, I'm surprised there's not more, like, thirst for Gojo. At least I haven't seen it. Maybe I'm following the wrong people on Twitter. That said, Gojo is incredibly interesting. Not just this week, but every week. And, like, at least every week that he's, featured in. And I love how they're still in the room with Itadori's body. And he's explaining to Glasses Boy. Or Glasses Guy. Glasses Man, sorry. I can't think of his name, and I feel bad. But the Glasses Guy. Gojo's explaining that, like, he wants to basically take apart the current structure of the Jujutsu sorcerers. Like, he doesn't like the people in charge, and he feels like there needs to be some sort of shakeup. And he outright says, like, I could kill them. Like, I could kill all of them. But then they just get replaced by other bakas, right? Other morons. Or fools, I believe he calls them, not morons. But basically he says, like, I could kill them, but then they just get replaced. And he says, like, and even if I did kill them and they don't get replaced, no one would follow me after that. So I chose a different path. Instead of a hostile takeover, I chose education, right? And you're like, oh, so that's why Gojo is a teacher. Like, he wants to teach these kids and then help them harness their power so that they can help him take down the higher-ups. However, even though Gojo clearly has his own ulterior motives, the thing with the character that I love is that he does actually feel as though he has, like, a connection to these kids, right? Like, it's not like he just is there to teach them specifically because he wants to, like, have them help him on his war path to take down the higher-ups. I guess if I can make a comparison, and if you haven't seen Supernatural, you won't get it, but Supernatural's been on my brain lately. He's sort of like, instead of being like a John Winchester type, he's more of like a Bobby Singer type. And if you get the reference, good for you. But basically what I'm trying to say is, like, he is like helping them harness their power, and he does have his own ulterior motives for what he's doing, because he wants them to help him take down the higher-ups. But at the same time, he also truly, genuinely cares about these kids. Like, he cares about Fushiguro. He cares about, like, all the others. And he really cared. Well, I mean, we can say cares now because we know he's fine. But, like, he really cares about Itadori. So when Itadori supposedly died, he really takes it hard. Like, you can see, like, how upset he is. He's mad at the higher-ups for killing Itadori when they knew that Gojo wouldn't be there to protect him, but also probably mad at himself, knowing that he wasn't there to protect Itadori in the way that maybe he should have been, and maybe upset that he sent him out on a mission. Well, not that he sent him out, but that he was sent out on a mission without some proper training, and I feel like that really haunted him until, thankfully, Itadori sits back up. And I love that the Glasses Dude is like, he's alive! What the hell? What's happening? But Gojo's like, oh, thank God. Like, instead of being, like, shocked, he's just like, oh, thank God. And he just says, like, Itadori, welcome back. And, like, they high-five it. It's adorable. And I do love the dynamic between... I said this before, I'll say it again. I love the dynamic between Itadori and Gojo. And I feel like there is, like, a real bond between them. Like a teacher-student bond, but almost like a big brother, little brother type of bond as well. At least that's the vibe that I get from the two of them. And you love to see it. You love to see, like, that sort of, like, I don't want to say brotherly bond, but this sort of, like, mentor and mentee type of bond where, like, they're playful and they have fun together, and it's not like him constantly teaching Itadori lessons, and he's mysterious and doesn't say much. He is mysterious, but he does say a lot. And they have fun together, and I like that. I like a mentor-mentee dynamic where they're allowed to have fun and joke together, but there is still this sort of, like, I am teaching you things. I will say, the way he teaches is very, like, not very orthodox. Like, it's very unorthodox, where he's like, okay, we're gonna teach you how to control your negative emotions, because, like, the way that you were able to harness cursed energy was because of, like, a lot of anger and fear in that moment. So we're going to teach you to harness that, because technically you can't use techniques right now. And that's why I said at the top that I feel for Itadori. This man, like, this show straight up, like, makes very blatant references in the way that I haven't seen in shows in a while, where usually they'll try to, like, hide the reference, you know, like, they won't directly point out that, like, Dragon Ball, or like they specifically say, like, Itadori specifically says, like, oh man, I wanted to do, like, fireballs and stuff, and he's like, fireballs? Like, Gojo's like, what do you mean? He's like, I wanted to use, like, a Rasengan, or a Bankai, or, like, a Doronrei. Man, I wanted to fire a Kamehameha. And it's like, bruh, like, like, I can't believe they just said that. And they're not getting sued. But again, Jump, right? So it's like, they can say that. It's owned by the same company. But still, I was friggin' shocked that they got away with that. And, like, I feel for him, right? Because, like, I like that, like, Itadori is one of us, you know, like, if you got powers, you'd want to do that too. But they do say, like, right now we're just going to help you harness cursed energy. Cursed techniques will come later, once you start to learn some of Sukuna's techniques over time. But I can't teach you that. Like, that's going to be, like, inherent to you. Like, we're going to have to wait for that to be engraved in your body, which sounds darker than it is. Like, I don't think they mean literally engraved. At least I hope not. But yeah, like, it's just the slow sort of, like, learning process between the two of them. And the way that they're going to help him, the way that Gojo is going to help Itadori learn how to harness that cursed energy is by making him watch movies for every waking moment. And if he's putting, I believe it's if he's putting too much energy or too little energy out, this one of the principals, the stuffed animals, will punch him in the face again. And not quite how I would have trained people, but, like, I could dig it. Now listen, like, a lot of stuff happened this week, so obviously I can't get to everything. Like, we see, like, the Fushiguro scene, which I love. Fushiguro, like, realizing that he has a lot more potential than he thought, like, reflecting on what Sukuna said, which I also love. We have, like, again, just, like, little things here and there that it's, like, little nuggets of information, like keeping Itadori secret, you know, like, pretending like he's still dead, not telling everybody yet, because Gojo wants to have him learn some more techniques. A lot of stuff happens. Like, a lot of things happen this week, so I'm not going to get to everything, but the big thing that I want to talk about is, like, the last thing that I want to talk about, at least, is the Itadori Sukuna thing. Because, first of all, that setting is dope. Like, I love the way the inner mind of Sukuna looks. Like, especially, I don't think it probably always looks like that, but just the fact that it's, like, bones and just, like, what looks like what I have to assume is blood, but is mostly just, like, looks like red water. You know, like, it doesn't, like, blood's a lot more thick than that, but, like, that's what I have to assume it is. But the setting itself is, like, really good, since, like, at this moment, like, Sukuna and Itadori are basically dead. Like, they're not quite dead. There's a big difference between dead and mostly dead, and they're, like, mostly dead. So they weren't, like, totally dead. So I like the way that the inner mind looks when, like, the body starts to decay and fall apart. Like, all that's left is just bones and probably blood, but, like, red water. Like, so that's basically all that's left, is just, like, these little bone fragments that they have a friggin' cool fight on. But the reason why I'm bringing it up is that Sukuna attempts to make, like, a contract with Itadori, and Itadori tells him basically to shove it up his ass. And then Sukuna's like, all right, fine, then we'll fight to the death, and whoever wins gets to take control. And Itadori's like, fine, that's, like, I'll whoop your ass. And then he gets, like, killed, because we could see, like, a slash go through the midpoint of Itadori's face. So I have to assume that he cut his head in twain. But then when he wakes up, it's Itadori. And we know it's Itadori because he straight up is referencing, like, Shonen Jump titles and shit like that. Like, I want to fire Kamehameha. So it's like, okay, I know that's Itadori, for sure. But if that's Itadori, then what was up with the Sukuna thing? Like, at one point Gojo even says, like, did Sukuna talk to you about anything? Like, did he mention contracts? And Itadori's like, he did, but I don't really remember what it was. Right? Like, I don't remember everything. Like, his memory's, like, kind of hazy, so he doesn't super remember. Like, he remembers talking to Sukuna, but he doesn't remember much of what happened. So it's like, okay. So, when Sukuna killed Itadori on the mindscape, like, we know that Itadori is the one who woke up. But is Sukuna gonna get the right to take over at some point? Like, is that gonna happen? Like, I'm concerned about what Sukuna does from here, because I feel like because he killed Itadori. They didn't make a pact, though. Itadori did say, like, okay, let's do it. So I don't know. You know what I mean? Like that whole scene, I'm like, I feel very uneasy about that. Like, I feel like Sukuna might get, like, some time, like, in the driver's seat, as you will, at some point, against Itadori's will. Because it seems like Itadori mostly has control over that. So we'll see what happens. I don't know. That whole scene, like the way it ended where like Itadori woke up, I'm like, is he faking it? I don't know. I'm very uneasy, and I love that the show is able to make me feel uneasy, because that is really how I feel. I was like, what's gonna happen? Like, especially by the end with like the whole prison realm thing and Lava Head showing up, and this dude's worth like 8 or 9 Sukuna fingers. And listen, Gojo said that he would kill Sukuna. So if this dude's only worth 8 or 9, time to put up or shut up, my boy. And I am very much looking forward to my my man Gojo probably taking out Volcano Head. Don't tell me in the comments, for crying out loud. Anime only, boy. Don't spoil it in the comments. Don't be stupid. Okay. That's it. That's all I got. So yeah, that's all my thoughts on this week's episode of Jujutsu Kaisen. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to boop that up snoot, share if you care, leave a comment down below, and of course, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, ring that bell, and set notifications to all. Let all of AniTube know that you're here. And again, be sure to check out the link in the pinned comment down below to figure out how you can enter the giveaway. Once again, a big thank you to the good folks over at Right Stuff for helping us with that. And before we go, as always, I have to give a big thank you to the good folks in the T Squadron. Look at these beautiful people. Look at all these beautiful names, and hey, if you would like to join these beautiful people, there are now 2 ways to do so. The first is by hitting that Patreon link in the description, and the second is by hitting that join button right beside the sub button to get a badge next to your name, some emotes to spam in the comments, and of course your name scrolling past this screen here. So if that sounds cool to you, go ahead and hit that join button or check out the Patreon link in the description. Either way, it is super appreciated. So once again, a big thank you to the good folks in the T Squadron, but that's it for me. So until next time, you stay classy, AniTube, and wash your dang hands.